Welcome back to the championships here, presented by Inferno. We've got men's open action about to take place. The Sydney Mets taking on the CQ Bulls. Carly Banks is with me in commentary. Another quality game of footy about to take place.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. These two teams have had some crackerjack contests over the years, and I expect this one will also go down in the annals of history, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. The men's open division has been absolutely alight this year. Any team really can knock off anybody at any stage. And this one's just going to be a close contest. It's just got that feeling. The Mets are playing really good footy at the moment. The Bulls, they're always thereabouts as they are. As we see the Sydney Mets opening possession. Big touch. Bailey Assay coming in from the right wing.
Yeah, nice piece of play there. Great work there from Luke Moffat. Really good in finding Joshua Peacock, and nearly resulted in points early.
Let's now finish it off in the corner. Bulls' first possession, they played on their 7-metre line, so they come in field. Jardel Bob out there took a little bit of a knock in the earlier round matches, the shoulder. We'll keep an eye on him. Yeah,
it looks a bit like he's carrying it a little bit there, doesn't he, Scotty? But, good to see him out there all the same.
Bulls now coming into the final touch as Cox lets it sing, doesn't need a target. Unfortunately, like we said, previous match, the Bulls with a 1-point victory over the Southwest Queensland Swans, and the Mets, 1-point deficit as well against the UQ Rebels. So really close contests in the men's open.
Yeah, it sure is, and I think the time format has had like a bit of an impact on those scoring opportunities and stuff. So it's very different competition this year.
Mets now back on the run. Nice early release, and Matalizzo rolls over in the corner. Yeah, they had a strong start opening possession. They come back around second time around. This time they get the points. Yeah,
nice little 4-on-3 platform there, and Jeremy Belcher gets it back off the sweeper and just rips, and a lovely finish in the corner to Mads, and it's a 1-0 lead to the Sydney Mets.
The last time these two teams played was last year, opening round of the competition. That game, 3-3 draw. Low scoring, you'd have to say. You feel like there might be a bit more points in it, but again, these two teams just have a bit of a history of close contests. Now Cox tries to get in underneath. Nice work to come across and make the touch. Zane was sliding in across the line.
Yeah, nice work from Belcher. He puts one on at one end and he saves one at the other.
Here's Jamin Bob. Big looping ball, just holds up in the breeze, comes out of the hands forward.
Go deep.
Referee Dave Baggio signalling the forward pass. Of course, the Bulls, defending champions, back-to-back champions, going for a three-peat this year. Mets ended up finishing 5th last year, so they definitely would have had one eye on this tournament to go that extra step further.
Yeah, they seem to play well in the preliminary rounds of this comp, but over the last few years, much of the frustration, I'm sure, of Scott Buckley, who's a great coach, haven't been able to put it together in the final series. So yeah, this year may be a different story for them.
Last touch for them now. They play in the 7 and trying to slice in between the defence. Flynn Engel's cork can't get it done. It was worth a crack though. Always worth a crack on the 5th and last play. It's Barnes. And referee Ken Skelly has picked something up. Tony Calabria as well on field. Forward pass gives the Mets an opportunity. They're making 4 changes at the same time. They get some replacement players out onto the field.
Yeah, and it's been a real accent from the referees this tournament around those forward passes at the ruck. So teams are really going to have to be disciplined coming into, finals to be able to give themselves every chance.
Good feeds it from half as they attack the line. Referees having a quick chat together. So Moffat, he dived in at the line for the Mets.
Luke Moffat was super happy. He knew straight away that he scored. He had no hesitation. I know a lot of people pretend that they've scored or they do whatever, but yeah, Lukey knew that he got that one down, and that's a really, really deserved try there.
Nice quick early ball from Good, and he was fist pumping as well. He knew they had them beat. Look at him, he's slapping the hands together and he's pointing. It's a try, ref. The referees agree and point to the spot. So early lead here for the Mets. They've come out all guns blazing, 2-0. Penalty to the Bulls.
The CQ Bulls lineup is a little bit different, and they got one away there.
So there was a forced substitution in the lead up, which just left a player exposed. And Damon Moore, as casual as you like, goes,
he just walks up to the spot.
This will look, you'll get a great insight into it here. So Dave Baggio, forced substitution, confusion. I'll go where he was, drawing the winger. There you go, Bailey. You won't get too many easier than that.
Just shelling peas, wasn't it?
So Bulls first try on the board, 2-1. Let's all look to hit them straight back here. Chatton plays it. Here's ball in hand again, now switching in. Shy of the 7-metre line. The Mets punch. Chatton tries to get through the hole.
Yeah, little splitter or echo play that they call it. And, very effective. Made its debut at this tournament last year, and people have been doing it to death, all sort of tournaments. So very effective play. I was saying about the CQ Bulls as they plough upfield here, that different complexion to their team this year, Scotty, with with a few key outs and a few new inclusions, and obviously not having Harry Griffin in this team, who I think at his best is in the top 5 players in the world. Like he's an exceptional player, and he's one player that the Bulls will miss. And Clancy Hone's not here either, who I think is one of the best young talents. But it's given opportunities to guys like Taze Black and others to to really stamp their claims as future players here for the Bulls.
There's another young player out on the rise, Liam Barnes. He dishes in. Jamin Bob comes in. Good defence, popping up out of the line. Flynn Engels Corp. He's been everywhere so far for the Mets. He's had plenty of touches. Makes a big touch in defence that time around. As Cox comes back, Barnes sends it out. Manolito comes in, gets his hands on the ball. Very experienced player for Australian men's open winger.
Yeah, definitely. He's off to the World Cup in the men's 30s this time around, Scotty, and he's a very welcome addition to that team.
Of course, Carly Banks, Australian men's 30s coach. Happy to see her winger there making a big stop. As Jamin pulls them out. Brother Jardel gets it and just got stuck in the turf there, did Jamin. And the Mets go expansive out to the left-hand side of the field. Much cleaner this time around. They're already at their 10-metre line. Over the halfway line, they'll go on the next play. The Chargers make their way onto the field. Good dishes. Nice ball work. Just takes a little bit of a deflection. Catalano gets himself in a half now. Left foot. Switch back in. And Jardel was there to make the touch, but got a penalty deep in the count.
Yeah, and that was a really nice set from Mets. They got on the transition quick. They moved the ball to the box, got their latch on, and just kept recycling the footy. And, that's a very deserved penalty there.
Set 6 to work with for the Mets. Catalano plays it within the 7. They're diving in at the line. Touch is made. Luke Moffat.
Yeah, I think he's like saying to his big brother Josh, who scored a few of those quickie plays for Hornets in his last game, anything you can do, brother, I can do better.
Look to set up on this play now. Catalano Jr. plays it.
What a ball.
Ball out in front. Nice slide defence.
That's a lovely ball.
As he comes up and makes the next touch and gets possession back here for the Bulls. Jardel to Jamin on the first. To Mal Kenny, who comes back in field to the Bulls. Do a good job just transitioning the football across the park, don't they? Gets them over to their interchange area. Have to come back now, just reaching out and making the touch on Patrick Crows. Interesting call. He's saying that there wasn't a touch made there, potentially.
Yeah, a bit hard to understand that. Yeah, but here we go. Bulls have got the ball nonetheless, and a little bit of danger here with Damon Moore, ball in hand.
Gets himself into half, skips out in front, and let's see, comes up out of the line. to make the touch on Lachlan Crowe as they come back infield now. The Bulls. Leonard pops back out. Left to right, hits the wrong target, and two Bulls defenders, they connect with each other. Coming across is Mal Kenny. He's got work to do. He's not going to get there in time. Josh Peacock snuffed that out, and he goes to full distance.
Yeah, fantastic piece of play there. Great read there by Josh Peacock up in the line. Gets the ball clean, and despite the valiant effort of Mal Kenny coming across in cover, it wasn't enough, and the Mets have skipped out to a 3-0 lead.
Yeah. Been impressive in the first half here, the Mets. Bulls will be looking to hit back. Jaden Bembo. Haven't called him too much so far here in the first half. Jaden Bembo's got his hands on the ball now. Damon Moore.
Yeah, that's a pretty lethal combination, isn't it? You see Moore, Bembo,
to Jardel
Bob, and Zane Cox in the link, in the other link. That's pretty lethal. They've been pretty good.
Oh, and there it is, Damon. It just seems like he's got all the time in the world. We saw how he set that first try up for them after the forced substitution. This time he just takes it and just loops the ball.
Yeah.
Bailey had a little bit of work to do to jump up and reel it in, but
the great athletes in any sport, they make it look easy like that. They've got time, and he's like watching Mark Wall bat or whatever it was, mate. He's just got that ability to just, just buy himself time and sum the situation up, in a heartbeat. And he's just one of the most gifted ball players we have in our game.
Well and truly back into the game. The Bulls down by 1-3-2. The Athletes scoreboard. Oh, just losing it out of the fingertips.
Now this is critical here for Mets, that they've got off to this flyer, and it's really important that now the Bulls are going to put the pressure back on. In this half, there's like about 4 minutes to the end of the half, and it's important that they really, really muscle up here, and they do not let the Bulls, back in now. And as we speak, they get a repeat set, so lots of pressure coming here for the Mets.
And then Teps restarts this set of 6 here for the Bulls. Crow from half. Cox comes around. Nice read. Popping up out of the line. Luke Maroon. Leonard from half. Pops. Cox again over the top. They have to scramble to get across and make the touch. They got one more to make here. The Sydney Mets. Bulls look like they're happy to concede. Sachi takes the ball. That one, there was a bit of distance there. Zane Cox. Well, they're doing everything. I think you're right. They know this is a critical moment in the first half. The clock's starting to wind down. They're looking to try and level this up going into the break. Yeah,
definitely. And it's just this is a really, really significant set right now in terms of the context of the game.
Bembo goes to Jardel. Links are popping up out of the line and putting a lot of pressure on. They can smell the danger. Here the Sydney Mets. Moore holds it up, pumps, comes back out to Bailey Assay. Well, he has had his hand on every single try so far for the CQ Bulls, has Damon Moore.
And that's it. We've sung his praises so often, but he just creates the space. Mets will be disappointed in that because it's a penalty that led to that situation. So I can imagine that Scott Buckley over there in that Mets box would be telling his players, and I can see him addressing them now, just making sure that, don't give them any piggybacks, don't give them the field position, because they're a good enough team as it is, let alone giving them any repeat sets.
Moffat plays it, Catalano Jr. Time Zane Cox pops up, coming into the last touch. The Mets throw it over the sideline.
Yeah, they've been quite disciplined around that. So they're sticking to the game plan that Scott's obviously set out for them. Every single set's finished on or over that sideline to make life as difficult as they can for the Bulls to transition. They want to try and, make them use 3 passes to at least get to the box. So they're working really hard to muscle up in this midfield.
There we go, that's a good start. Moffat coming up, Bembo having to go back to the mark, just slows them down momentarily. They play just over the 10-metre line on the 3rd, 4th. They're coming into the back end of the set now. As Jamin Bob, just this exchange of passing, picks up some valuable metres for them. Bob tries to get on the outside of Catalano Jr. makes the touch.
Yeah, question asked and a fair one from Jamin. It was borderline whether that was 7 metres, but Catalano got the benefit of the doubt and makes the touch. But that midfield defence from the Mets is very good in terms of the fact that they're staying up. The Bulls are used to recycling the ball and getting some latitude in that middle third, and Mets are staying up and flatlining and making life really, really hard for them.
There's a no-touch played there, so the ball played without contact being made around the Mets box. Sees the Bulls get possession back. Minutes ago, under 60 seconds now. The Bulls, it's probably fair to say, we're probably under the most amount of pressure of the two teams in the early stages of this first half, and just the way they've worked their way back in. Just going to say, if they score there, go into the break up by 1. Doesn't come off for them, though. Mets now with probably the last opportunity as they go expansive out to the left-hand side of the field.
Yeah, it's critical that they finish this set, Scotty. It's 3-3, but Mets need to make sure they have field position and don't do anything silly here because, with 30 seconds to go, that's still enough for the Bulls to, get possession and do something.
Last touch for them now. They play at the back. Nice work to get it out to the corner. Looking to pop it back on the inside. It'll be a touch and pass.
I think the boys will just content to just take the tap and just play this out, Scotty. It's been a very entertaining first half.
Yep, they'll head to the sideline after taking the tap. They want nothing of this. The CQ Bulls, a little stutter step, no touch there. All fun and games coming into the halftime break. Both teams can't be separated. We're locked up at 3 tries apiece here in the Men's Open. Stay with it. Welcome back to the championships. We're locked up here at halftime. CQ Bulls and the Sydney Mets, 3 apiece. You can see the CQ Bulls on screen cars as they make their way out onto the field. They work their way back into the game quite nicely towards the back end of the first half. But, nothing separates the two teams.
Yeah, real critical set of 6 here. Really important for Mets. It goes without saying that they need to not allow the Bulls to, strike first in this sort of second half, because all the momentum has been with the CQ Bulls in the, in the second stanza. And a tricky little trick play there. And Damien Moore with Nelly with a nice little tap on, and they get the penalty anyway. And the referees have been on this for the last 2 or 3 games. These links that want to step up and strike out of the line and sort of not get back to the line. They've been trying to stamp that out coming into finals. So you're just seeing that with all the links being a little bit more trepidatious with how far out they're going.
Here's Jardel, plays it on the 7-metre line. They come back out to Damon, and why not? Why wouldn't you just throw a flick out there where we've seen him rip one here at the Nationals before? That's been an absolute highlight reel for the last couple of years. He's shaping up for another one there.
I think he's playing like Monday night mixed up in Rockhampton. He's like, I'm just home and flicking around the back and see what happens.
Oh, come on, mate. That was a bit of a wobbly one. Expecting bigger, better ones than that.
Absolutely.
This is a good start. Opening set here for the Mets. Well, truly over the halfway line. They'll look to straighten up the point of attack now. Coming into the last, out in front, just too much there. Nassar should be able to reel that one in.
Yeah. What we do know about the Sydney Mets is that they'll dig and dig and dig, They really love a dogfight, and the longer this goes, if they can force a few errors here and there, and stuff, they'll be able to sort of, stay in this contest. But we know that the Bulls are the fittest team in this competition, and, I have a feeling that they'll keep powering and trying to get over the top of the Mets now. So it's going to take all the resolve that, Mets are famous for to be able to dig in here, and, I think we're going to have a very, very entertaining second stanza.
Lucky Crow, Leonard shows it. Holding on, he'll play it now within the 7. Crow gets himself into half, swishes in Zanetti. Evergreen, just always in the right position, right spot. Lovely little switch, simple little play. Zanetti, though, opens up for him, and the Bulls in front.
Yeah, smart work there from the Bulls. They would have recognised Gary Benbow down the box. They probably realised that Mets are a little bit man on, and then the little switch back, and the ever-present Dave Zanetti always comes up with the goods in the most critical situations. So fantastic from him, and it's 4-3 to the Bulls.
Catalano pulls them back out. Got the bright pink boots on. Can't miss him. Inside the Moffat. Great response.
Yeah, we've seen that from those two earlier in the tournament. They love that little boy play, and it was really, really well set up. Catalano went to the line, took the right angle, and Luke Moffat, ever present, bobs up, and he's having a great tournament for the Mets, and good to see him, get on the scoreboard. And for all, we're all locked up.
Bulls with the restart here. Jamin Bold. Barnes plays it. Cox. Blackwood now coming in, throwing everything in it. It was just a bit clunky, and he's trying to say, oh, I kind of fell over into it, ref, but still all body. It was, like you're saying, the Lynx really shooting up and coming in hard and making contact. Refs are all over it. Still conversations. There's chats going on there. Jamin just holding things up nicely. Here he comes. What's the footwork? Nice touch made from Ashby.
He's got a smile on his face, hasn't he, Jamin Bob? He just loves it out there.
Here he is yet again. Australian men's player. Made his debut at the Trans-Tasman. Dane Cox doing 360 spins out there. Goes away from the short side. Barnes can't get away. Good defence.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Bulls open this attack up. Something's going on there.
It's going to come to the Mets. Dave Badger was very vocal on the sideline.
Yeah, might have had a holding penalty. Might have been in attack. He sort of might have been swiping him and just pulling at his jersey. I think that was what Dave was trying to say there. But look at the Mets now. They're just coming on with a power of energy, and it's sort of like waving a red flag to a bull. These two teams are, you can feel it out there. There's a little bit of feeling now, and the boys have really, buckled into the contest. And those people watching at home on KO Sports, you're in for a treat for the next little bit, because this will be a really combative touch at its best. You can just feel it.
Cox just having to go back. He'll play it on the DoorDash signage.
Yeah, the Mets are always a really physical team, so the Bulls, they need to not get rattled and play their natural game, but Mets are doing their best to upset the apple cart, which is what they're perfectly good at.
Zanetti, Benbow working together. Jardel just picks up. It's clipped on the boots. Baggio says all good. Diving effort. Jardel looked to pick up and go. Looked good on the first touch. Former Australian Men's Open captain in the half. He feeds it across. Chatton does the same. So again, look to roll downfield. Penalty here for the Mets.
And they'll just methodically roll through their processes. They're a very disciplined outfit, this Mets team, and as any Scott Buckley coach side is. So they'll just work for their processes. And it's Catalano again, and Moffat.
Blackwood plays it. Moffat tries to get in between two. Benbow and Jardel Bob make the touch. Moffat on screen. Come back out to the 7. Take a look at the replay. Jardel there making that touch, defending in the middle. Catalano has a big dive in at the lines, and Eddie makes the touch.
Yeah, the touch that had to be made. Catalano's been in stellar form this tournament, and he's threatened every single time that he's had the ball in his hands. So, always been a few issues around his temperament, but this tournament he's really knuckling down and he's playing some really good footy, and that's pleasing to see.
Here's Leonard, who plays it. Cox scoops it with the right hand. Out over the fingertips there of Patrick Crowe. Blackwood gets the Mets going here on the first touch. This little ball off the hit from Catalano gives him an opportunity to make some metres down the left-hand side of the field. As Masachi finds himself in field doing some work.
And I like that from Luke Moffat. It would look like it was going towards a box. Then he saw the opportunity to take it away and to keep recycling the footy, and that was really smart play.
Ashby sends it away. We've got the touch count wrong, potentially. See the CQ Bulls bench there on screen. Baggio, there's a shake of the head. I'm sure one of the players asking him a question yet again. Ball back in possession here at the Bulls. Clunky there as Leonard takes a little deflection.
Yeah, if you're in both coaching boxes, probably around now, like you really want the boys to try to settle down, just get a little bit deeper and try and run a little bit and try and have clear heads and be able to get some set completions. I know I sound like a broken record, Scott, but it's part of it in terms of being able to play, championship winning touch, and you've got to start settling into these things now in these big games because it just doesn't happen by fluke.
Barnes more shows it to Barnes.
Yeah, it's a penalty for sure.
It was Flynn Ingles' call.
David Moore puts it down like in the backyard, take the quick tap, and yeah, sure he's done that against his brothers numerous times.
Full set 6 to work with here for the CQ. And strike players out on the park. Barnes comes across to Moore. Contact again. Second one within the 7.
Yeah, Mets obviously need to be really, really careful here because he's sent him.
Yeah, they need to be really careful here because Damon Moore's got the quick tap again. He's jinking with him. He's toying with him. He's dancing. They get their replacement player. Catalano's out on the right-hand side. He'll pop into the right link position. Mets just probably smartly there. Now, it'll be interesting to see, so they've actually given away 3 penalties. They were deliberately holding things up there.
Yes.
Probably were unaware or had forgotten they'd already given away 2 penalties within the 7. So they're down a player regardless. This is a real opportunity for the Bulls to strike and get themselves back in front. And Jamin will do just exactly that. There's a lot of finger-pointing here from the Mets. Nick Good, he's not too happy. And Dave Badjo's not going to change a decision. Haven't seen too many referees do that. He'll point to the spot. Bulls in front. Yeah,
no. On the spot to rule on that one, and can't have too many complaints about that, I'm thinking. So Catalano's claiming that, he got the ball down and he didn't make the touch. But, it's fish and chips now, mate. It's all over. So 5-4, CQ Bulls.
They're actually getting the captains called out just to cool things down.
And that's what I was alluding to before, Scotty. Like, you could see that the passion and the tension and the stuff builds. It's always between these two teams because of the physical nature and the way that the Mets play. It sort of demands of you that you meet the level. And the Bulls, I know shrinking violets, they'll step up and they'll play as hard as you want. Tough as teak country boys. So it's on.
Chatton sends it across. It's Maroon shaping to go into half. Takes a little deflection off the boot there from the Bulls. Important set here for the Mets. Chatton again, Econem right side, back into the middle of the field. They got up their sleeve. Maroon back in field.
Nice
Touch from Cox.
Yeah, come across nicely there and stuff. And Mets are asking all the right questions, but the Bulls are responding really well in terms of, getting out and trying to make these touches as far out as they can.
Looping ball over the top. And 2 Bulls players looking at each other. There's not much you can really do about that one. That's quality football from the Mets, and they're not going anywhere in this game. We're back locked up at 5s.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of that play, have we? This tournament, and Maroon does a great job to just rifle that one over the top, little lob over the top, and that's put the Mets back in this contest at 5-all.
It's Damon Moore again. Early ball, having to really stretch to pick that one up. Zane Cox. As the sun shines through again here in Coffs Harbour. Set up for Damon Moore yet again. As time goes long, great slide defence. Yeah,
great from the Mets. Jaden Ashby did a really good job to press out as far out as he possibly could there to give Moore not too many options, a long way out on that 5th touch strike dump. So, well done to the Mets, and they're rifling this ball downfield. They are just a juggernaut at the moment, and the Bulls are going to have to work hard. And unfortunately, 7 on the sideline. That's a coach killer.
Yeah, I think Scott Buckley will be too pleased with that one. You can just see him in the box there. He's calmly got the hands behind the back.
That's my stance on. That's me. That's how I keep myself, and the hands are behind. Just like,
needs to let all that tension out.
That's right.
It's a big defensive set here for the Sydney Mets. Clock's starting to wind down. Just under 3 to go. Bulls back on the run. They go away from Cox this time around, out in front of Bob. Looks like they're running out of room, and just as I say that, they did a great job to hold on to that, dive in at the line. Equally good defence, desperation defence from the Sydney Mets.
Yeah, this is a high-quality contest, Scott. You know, this has got this is finals day coming early, so this is really good, and it just shows you how much it means to these players to be out here and, you know, in these championships, giving it their best. Yeah, Paddy Crowe need to get rid of that, and it's a penalty. Yep. And this is it. Cool heads need to prevail here.
It's going to get called out as well. Paddy Crowe gets the forced substitution.
And
so
that's
it's
fair enough.
Critical point in the game, isn't it? With the clock winding down, it's a deliberate delay of tactics.
Definitely.
So good officiating yet again from the referees.
Perfect.
They've been great throughout this game. Three of the most experienced referees we've got in our sport in this big, important match between these two heavyweights. Scores locked up at 5 apiece. Mets opportunity, slapping away. Good hands from Musashi to hold on to that. Referees are going to say it was forward.
Well, if you don't like that, though, you're hard to please, aren't you? How good's this?
What's going to unfold in the last minute and a half? Can one of these two teams crack it? Nothing separating them for the duration of this game. It's reflected on the scoreboard. 5-5, and now the Bulls turn it away around the halfway line. Big set here for the Mets. Golden opportunity to get some substitutions onto the field. Good position.
And good, and a little sneaky down the short side.
Oh, they almost had them. Nice little sneaky play. It's a repeat set as well. It's taken a little deflection from the Bulls. We're into the last minute. This is a golden opportunity. Can the Mets snatch it? At the death, Jaden Ashby. The referees are going to point to the spot. No, it's time off. It's going to be a penalty here to the Bulls. Let's take a look at the replay. Can only imagine.
Short of the line, and he bounced it. Yep.
You can see Damon Maud pointing. The sideline referee must have picked it off. The ball to Ashby looked a bit questionable as well. But yeah, the ball just digging into the turf. That was a huge opportunity for the Mets. Now the pressure's back on them. They're holding in defence. They're trying to wind the clock down. Here comes the penalty. They've got a quick tap and go here, the Bulls. Cox.
Just go to him.
Go forward and get it down. Now the hooter sounds. They're going to have to throw it around. They do. It takes a little deflection off the fingertips there of Jeremy Belcher, and the scores will remain locked at 5 apiece.
What a contest, Scotty. We were treated to, as I said, finals day come early. Can't wait for finals day tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. A little taste of what's to come in the men's open division. Nothing separating these teams. What a quality contest. And one of the highlights of the championships coming up next, the All Abilities Grand